The trip I just completed is the Greenland Sled, a group trip organized in eastern Greenland between Tasiilaq and Tasiilaq. This trip requires careful and informed preparation before departure, especially regarding clothing and the photo and video equipment to bring with you. Extreme weather conditions require specific technical choices to protect yourself from a cold. Essential items such as a thermal suit, boots, and sleeping bag can be conveniently rented on site, allowing you to travel lighter without sacrificing efficiency. The assessment of photographic equipment is more complex. Low temperatures put a strain on batteries and mechanisms, while the constant use of gloves limits agility and speed of action. In this context, lightweight and intuitive devices are particularly suitable, such as lightweight cameras, 360 cameras, or latest generation smartphones with high-performance optics, capable of guaranteeing quality without operational complications. Some accessories remain essential, such as a stable tripod and a bright lens, essential for capturing the magic of the Northern Lights. In such an extreme environment, every choice becomes an integral part of the experience and can make the difference between a missed shot and an indelible memory. We set off from Milan at dawn on March 24th, heading for Munich, the first stop on an itinerary that, on paper, should end on April 2nd. In this first video, I'll tell you about the journey that led us to Tasiilaq, a journey that isn't simply a transfer, but an essential component of the experience itself. On a winter trip to Greenland, in fact, travel becomes an integral part of the story. Extended time, uncertain coincidences, and extreme weather conditions transform every stretch into a small journey within a journey. It is precisely along this path that one begins to perceive a detachment from the everyday and the entrance into a more authentic and wild dimension, where the unexpected is not an exception, but a constant. In this moment suspended between departure and the unknown, everything still seems linear. Below us flow the snow-capped peaks of the Alps, and flying over them remains, as always, an undiminished emotion, capable of symbolically marking the boundary between everyday life and adventure. Telling this journey, therefore, means restoring the profound sense of adventure, made up of expectations, adaptation, wonder, elements that prepare the gaze and the spirit for what is to come. The second leg takes us from Munich to Reykjavik, the gateway to a journey that already at this stage reveals its unpredictable nature. This is the second Greenland Sled itinerary in eastern Greenland, following a series of experiences concentrated in western Greenland. The only recent precedent isn't particularly reassuring. The group preceding us had to extend their stay in the Icelandic capital due to flight cancellations due to bad weather, resulting in a reduction in the number of days dedicated to the sled tour. A premise that makes us fully aware of how, at these latitudes, the program is always subordinated to weather conditions. The next transfer, entrusted to a small turboprop plane, amplifies this feeling of uncertainty. Also because upon arrival in Iceland, we are greeted by not very encouraging snowy landscape. After collecting our bags, we head towards the city center, where the B-47 hostel awaits us. A simple yet comfortable solution, chosen for its balance of quality and practicality, ideal for a short but strategic stop before embarking on a much more extreme adventure. In the afternoon, we treat ourselves to a stroll through the streets of Reykjavik, a city that, although already well known, manages to retain its discreet charm intact. Rediscovering its familiar sights feels like a return, but with a different perspective, more aware and attentive to detail. The colorful facades, the clear air, the grazing light that caresses the profiles of the Hallgrímskirkja and reflects on the modern elegance of the Harpa Concert Hall. It is a suspended time, without haste, in which the journey seems to slow down before changing pace. arrives silently and accompanies us towards dinner, a time to recharge our batteries, share expectations, and let the first sensation settle. Tomorrow we set off again towards Greenland. Fortunately, the weather forecast is good, and the subtle excitement that precedes every true adventure is already in the air. March 25th begins before dawn, with that silent punctuality that only days of departure can impose. In Reykjavik, the city is still sleepy when we set off. A 40-minute transfer to the airport, the cold morning light slowly gaining ground, and the knowledge that the next leg will finally take us to Greenland. There's time for a leisurely breakfast. Then, the wait at the gate and a look out the windows. Fortunately today, the sky is clear and the sun lights up a perfect day. As the plane leaves the runway and gains altitude, the last images of Iceland slowly fade beyond the window into a mosaic of snow-covered surfaces fading into the blue of the sea. Then only the essential remains, sky and sea. As we begin to fly over the coast of Greenland, snow and ice return to the forefront, but with a more imposing and wild presence. Chains of white, deeply carved mountains and frozen lakes follow one another below us. It's a show that allows no distractions, capable of conveying all the primordial power of these lands and anticipating, even before landing, the authentic and remote nature of the experience that awaits us. We landed at Tasiilaq on a completely snow-covered runway. All around, the silence is absolute, and the horizon opens onto a landscape that seems suspended in time. Here too the sky is a clear blue, cloudless, and frames the snow-capped mountains that surround the area with almost unreal clarity. We get off the plane and walk towards the small Tasiilaq airport. The impact with the air is immediate, sharp, and the light reflected by the snow is intense, amplifying every detail, making the environment even more vivid and at the same time austere. Inside, we pause for a moment in front of the maps on display, as if to take in the dimensions of a territory that will soon become real and concrete beneath our feet. Then we head towards the rear exit, where baggage collection takes place in a simple manner, directly from the trolley in which they were transported, without filters or formalities. From here, the view opens onto the arch of mountains that surround us, an imposing and silent frame. We wait until 10:35 for departure from Tasiilaq Airport, where the helicopter is much more than a simple means of transport. It is the vital link with the rest of the territory. The flight to Tasiilaq lasts only 15 minutes, but it is enough to give us a concentration of wonder. Unique landscapes unfold beneath us. Expanses of ice, wind-sculpted mountains, silent fjords that reflect the light with absolute purity. It is a brief passage suspended between heaven and earth that forcefully anticipates the essence of this journey. After landing, we reach what will become our base, the Blue House, and we begin to get familiar with it. This is where we'll return after the sleigh ride, a constant in a context where everything seems shifting and unpredictable, a simple refuge yet full of meaning, destined to soon become a familiar place. I now propose you some short extract from videos made in the following days, fragments that anticipate the intensity and beauty of what this journey has in store for us. These are images collected along the way, small glimpses of an experience capable of surprising at every stop. These first steps are intended as a taste, almost an invitation to gradually delve into the story of a truly unique adventure, which will take shape in all its richness in the coming episodes.
Yoo-hoo!